Hello guys and welcome to this video. First of all, sorry, I wanted to do one last week already, but I was sick. So the last video is 12 days ago, but actually it was a pretty good prediction or pretty good overall view of what's gonna happen, because right now it's pretty much going as I mentioned in the video, pretty much going as planned. And right now we are entering the cycle low time frames, and there's a lot of opportunities presenting themselves right now. So now is the time to focus, and we have to have a really close look on the markets in the next 1-2 weeks and see what happens. And depending on what happens, we can either confirm a really nice trade opportunity, a breakout, or we can confirm that the bear market is in for Bitcoin, crypto, and also the stock market. So I think it's actually only these two options. Either way, we have a start of the bear market, or we have a start of another really high blow off top, big opportunities to trade in the long direction. Alright, first I wanted to show you some tweets today actually, for the possibility that we have our top already in. So I was around for the last cycle, and in the last cycle Elon Musk made a tweet about, or meme about, Bitcoin hitting 69,000. Actually that was more or less the top to a few dollars. I can show you 1 second. So here the last top was around 69,000, so he basically called it with his meme. A little fun fact here. And now last year in November he tweeted long 2 months before January 20. And if we think that this is in context of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it could mean that the crypto markets, so being long, last until the 20th of January, and that could be the top. And interestingly, the exact top at the moment is on January 20th. So that's a little interesting tweet from Elon Musk, so we can keep that in mind as a little funny side information for a possibility that we actually have our top already in and are currently starting the bear market. Another interesting thing is ZZ, the founder of Binance. He tweeted in 2020 already about a scenario that Bitcoin crashes from 101,000 to 85,000, and currently we are dropping into the cycle low just as expected. And here's the 85,000 level that the founder of Binance talked about 4 years ago, and it's also pretty close. I mean, we started higher from 110,000, but still it's interesting that we have the level of the tweet. Alright, so in general, as you can see, I didn't change anything. I can show you from the last video, that was 12 days ago, the last video I made. It's pretty much went exactly as planned. We had our cycle, half cycle low, and now are currently in the time frame for the cycle low. And also this squiggly line went pretty well so far. So actually right now we entered the time frame for the cycle low. We still cannot say which of the cycle is the correct one, so it could actually be until the 16th of March, but it also could be here the first one, depending on the price action. Also, one thing I told you last video is the Fibonacci retracement levels, and that it's completely normal and expected for every move to correct to at least the 382 Fibonacci level. And right now we perfectly hit it, just as I drew with the squiggly line, and are currently holding this. Let me switch to the 4-hour chart. So here you see we touched it, currently holding it. So what to do right now? There's a few possibilities. Either we already have the low in with this support and continue to go up, or because we are still in the time frame, we could still drop a lot further. So generally retracements are completely normal to the 0.5 or also the 0.618. So it would not be surprising even if we are crashing down as low as the high in the last year, March, and then going up. So it would be a bit dangerous to blindly buy here or catch the falling knife. That's why I'm thinking for the crypto positions to wait until we get some strength, until we get a breakout, probably of this line. And if we get some strength on a breakout, I think it's time to load up on Bitcoin and also the other altcoins. Alright, speaking of the altcoins, a pretty similar picture. Most of them still have their cycle low a few days away. So what could happen is that we get a bit of chop, maybe a little relief bounce and then a bit lower, chop around, and in this chop time frame we could see a bit more weakness from altcoins. So XRP, as you can see, has its time frame starting from the 2nd of March. We are currently chopping around, maybe going back into here, maybe going down, have a relief bounce and going back into here. And I think it's all depending on what Bitcoin is doing. So if Bitcoin is showing strength, breaking out, and we can argue that we have the cycle low and the monthly low already in, then we can also get into the altcoin positions. Also, if what I said last time, if we confirm a cycle low, break out, and then break it back to the downside, then I'm really certain or pretty sure that we have the start of the bear market already, and then we should get out of the positions and also maybe look for short positions. Okay, then the next one is CRV. Also, as we thought, we went down to a cycle low here, had a little relief bounce, and are currently getting rejected here at the resistance, going down, also having a next cycle low coming up. So it's all pretty aligned with Bitcoin. Then the other coins I was looking at was Chainlink. Pretty much same story all over the board. Broke down from this long-term resistance line, which didn't hold as support. And now from this move we are currently holding the 786, which is good. And Link is actually already at the moment in a half cycle low and holding up. So maybe if it can show some strength, also break out, it's also a good idea, or could also be a nice swing trade. Another coin I was looking at was Solana, and actually I was comparing Solana with Ethereum from last cycle, and I don't think that I will start a new position because it looks pretty weak actually. If we zoom out, we had our high back here, the last bull market high, and at the moment we just swept the high and went down sharply, so it looks almost perfectly like a double top. But the more interesting thing is to compare and look at Ethereum to Bitcoin and compare this with Solana to Bitcoin, because there's a lot of parallels here. So a little quick look here at Ethereum to Bitcoin, what it did last cycle. We had a bear market, then Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin and reached the 0.5 retracement extension here and here. Basically got hold up here, and then after a bit of zigzag topping pattern, sharp move down, sharp move up, and then we had a long drawn out move to the downside, sharp move to the downside here. So let me switch to a bit higher time frame. So here went up to the 0.5, sharp move down, sharp move up, and then started to decline all the way to the lows. So if we look at Solana Bitcoin, we can see that it's really similar. I hope that's the correct chart. If it will load. Let's see, maybe here. Solana Bitcoin. Yeah, that's the correct one. So we had from the last cycle to our low here. I drew the retracements, and it's really similar. Sorry for the visual, you cannot see it that good, but we reached basically the 0.5 also was the main resistance, as you can see here. resistance here, and we also managed to tap the 0.618 shortly, but the main resistance was the 0.5, exactly the same as Ethereum. We had a sharp move down, sharp move up, and now a breaking down. So the structure is really similar to the Ethereum to Bitcoin top before going to a long duration bear market against Bitcoin back to the lows. So Solana is not looking too good right now, so I don't think I will get into a new position. But Ethereum, on the other hand, I always had a really small position. I didn't like Ethereum over the last years, but it's actually looking really good right now. And I found also some interesting things when zooming out. So in the last Ethereum and Bitcoin bear markets and bull markets, we always had a similar pattern for Ethereum. We went up, had a first sharp correction, then up again, and then at the end it failed the level before getting to a new bull market. The same thing happened in 2017. We went up to the bull market top, had first a sharp correction, went up again a lot to the 786, then went down to the level again, and then broke the level. And here's the interesting thing. If we have the level here still, it almost caught the level from the bear market or from the market before, the cycle before. So let's continue. Here for the 2021 bull market, we went up to the 0.05 as expected. Had our first sharp pullback here, went back down, broke down, and currently, when looking at the last time that happens, we almost caught this level, just exactly as the low here. So I think that looks actually really good. Everyone is also saying that Ethereum is dead and the sentiment is really bad, so I think that's a great opportunity to get some Ethereum longs. And I will actually not buy Ethereum itself a lot, but I will use Curve DAO, CRV, as an Ethereum play, because Curve DAO is a decentralized exchange on Ethereum. So I think if Ethereum performs a lot, then CRV will perform even better with a higher beta. So CRV is my Ethereum play for some outperformance. That's the idea. Alright, so far for crypto. Let's get to the markets. We are currently also seeing a really big drop in the stock market. Also right now failing the support line here, which is not good to see. But right now the 618 from this move held really good. And we are right now bouncing off it. So another thing to look at is the regular chart, because support resistance lines are more accurate on the regular chart. We're still up here, so didn't break it on the regular one, and also we have this gap, so we have to be open that the market closes the gap here before pushing up higher. So we have to have a look how the stock market behaves in the next week, the next few days, because if it also breaks down together with Bitcoin and crypto, then the likelihood for a bear market is higher. And then it's also time to look for shorts for the SPY, Nasdaq, and also to long the VIX is another idea. As we can see, during this drop, VIX broke out. I'm thinking maybe if we can see a recovery, we can see the VIX going back down till maybe mid-April. Before then, or how long it takes, we might even get down to these low levels here. But when it breaks out and when we get a market crash, which I think will happen, then it's a really nice trading opportunity to go into the VIX. Alright, another interesting thing is GameStop, which I talked about in the last video. It was a really nice setup or interesting setup to trade. And just right now, CoinDesk made a tweet that Strive Asset Management wrote a letter to the CEO of GameStop to buy Bitcoin, and he said letter received, so maybe they are buying Bitcoin. which would be interesting if Bitcoin is going higher, or maybe they already bought Bitcoin. And also here you see the trigger orientation right now on GameStop. So we broke down. I'll show you on the chart. Last video I think I made somewhere here, and I thought maybe we have a cycle low here in the range. We broke out, had two really big moves, I think in after hours up here, but we went back down, crashed here, and I'm currently thinking usually this here would be a failed cycle, because we had here the cycle low in the time frame and now are just out of the time frame. But in this situation I think I would say this looks actually still okay, because we are currently at 113 from 110 days, maximum 10% difference, so it's not that much. Also for the half cycle it's just 2 or 3 days out, so not that much. And we are also currently sitting perfectly at this Fibonacci channel level. When I zoom out I can show you. Looks crazy, I know, sorry about that. But during this whole move I made a Fibonacci channel with GameStop, and the levels of this channel are really closely respected. So you have resistance and support, and basically almost every time we hit one of the levels, be it this channel or this one, we find resistance or we find support, and then we get something like this and great moves up from the support levels or from the resistance levels. Same here, huge move up. Here as you see, this line held as support one time, 2 times, and then break down, and currently we are perfectly here at this one. So we have a few things. We have still the possibility that it's close to the cycle time frame. We are in the liquidity zone here, and we're also on the support of the Fib channel. So I think it's still really interesting. This one I can delete. Didn't play out perfectly like this, instead the other way around. But to be safe for a trade, I would still wait until it can break out dailies above this resistance line, and then I am looking to get some positions in for GameStop, because I think it would be a really nice opportunity to go long here. Okay, alright. Then let's check out the last few things. One other stock I want to mention is CleanSpark and the Bitcoin miners. Yeah, looking similar to the Bitcoin chart. We are close to a cycle low, broke down here to this resistance line, and also completely depending on what Bitcoin is doing. If we get more chop, maybe a bit more downside, and then if Bitcoin can break out, I think CleanSpark would be a really nice trade opportunity. We can maybe also have a look here if it breaks out here, or to be more aggressive like this. If we have a breakout after the low time frame, that also would be an interesting trade. Okay, then finally to the precious metals. It's also going as expected, although I didn't think it will hold up that strong or go that strong, but right now we are currently going down, and we have a cycle low coming up in a few days, and I think out of the cycle low we can also look for some positions. I will play silver because I think silver has more potential than gold. And here's the chart. I think last video I made somewhere around here and said, yeah, let's wait for a pullback. We have the cycle low time frame coming up. We have the pullback right now. Let's see how deep it goes or when it resolves, and then if it resolves we can look maybe at something like this and then get a breakout, and then that's a really nice trade opportunity. Alright, so that was it for today. It's a bit longer video, but it's a lot of things are happening right now. We need to be focused for the next 1 or 2 weeks, because it's gonna make or break, I think, what's gonna happen going forward. And yeah, let's see what Bitcoin is doing, how it's behaving, patiently waiting until we can get some strength and until we can confirm a low. As mentioned, the time frame is still quite long, but it could also be close. the low. Maybe we touch the 85,000. Maybe we touch these support lines. But yeah, let's wait and see. Let's see, wait for some strength, and then we can play some really nice trades. Or we see that maybe the top is already in. But I think in about 2 weeks we can pretty much safely say, or we pretty much know what will happen basically. So if we can continue to build bull market, or if we have the start of the bear market. Alright, that's it for the video today. See you in a few days again, I hope, and have a nice day. Bye bye.